shop pay installments. That is right. Here's the deal, Oscar.
Ooh.
You're going to go on a motorcycle trip. You're going with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're going over to Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the Law Abiding Biker website.
As I am always.
The store.
Yes.
And you're shopping for something. You're like, I need that. I need that in my life.
Like the battery I just bought.
Yes.
I needed that battery in my life.
That's right. You bought a battery from the Law Abiding Biker store because we're selling batteries.
Yeah.
But you need that battery.
I did.
But you don't have enough coin right now.
Oh, I didn't. Well,
it's not a big deal.
Oh.
The reason is you now have the option to buy that product right now, that battery, knowing that you can pay in 4 equal payments, interest-free, using shop pay installments, integrated right into the Law Abiding Biker store. There, because of that, you're able to go on the trip.
Because I wouldn't have had the battery before.
Exactly. That's why we put it in there. So a lot of people using that. A lot of people using that integration in the Law Abiding Biker store. It is available in there for you all. Here's an email. I'll handle this. Importing GPX files into Ride Planner. This email comes from Patrick from the Netherlands. The Netherlands. He says, "Hi, Ryan. Thanks for your informative videos. Just bought a Street Glide SP. I think he meant ST?
ST.
I think he means special, SP, special.
Oh, special. Okay. 2022. I am looking for more information, videos about importing a GPX route, not from the Harley-Davidson app, but from external sources with the USB stick. Importing the route, etc., is clear to me. I want to learn how to get a route into the boombox system without changing the track. Now, the imported route changes from the original route. How to skip all the waypoints and not one at a time. How many waypoints are possible in the boombox, GPS, etc., etc. So looking more for a real deep dive into the GPS routing of the system. Does one of your videos cover these subjects? Thanks for your help, Patrick." And I'm just going to reference, guys, our boombox video tutorial series. It's all at lawabidingbiker.com/Harley boombox. We've got the regular, the original version, the 6.5 GT touchscreen, the 4.3 non-touchscreen. We've got the new 19 and newer model with the GTS, the new boombox GTS, along with our Harley Ride Planner video and our video on how to update maps and dealer locations. Everything's over there for you guys. Your number one-stop shop for all your boombox tutorial needs. My response to Patrick was, my videos cover it all. Understand that when importing GPX files created in external programs, there is no guarantee Ride Planner will read it the same and or not change things a bit that need to be corrected. Oftentimes, it messes up the route a bit. It is what it is. Harley Ride Planner is free and has glitches, and they change over time. You get what you pay for. You can have up to 100 waypoints on Ride Planner, and actually that currently changed. We got information to 75. So 75 waypoints at this point is our most current information. I have imported many GPX routes during my testing created in other programs, and I have to go through and make corrections most of the time. I hope this helps. I recently uploaded I ride planned our entire trip to Minnesota and back through many states. And I actually downloaded the GPX files and I uploaded the GPX files into InRoute, which I'm not affiliated with, but I use InRoute for street riding and our adventure riding. Mm-hmm. I'm very pleased with it, very happy. It's Mac-based, which is why it works so good. It's not PC-based. So if you have a Mac, but I actually took those Ride Planner GPX files, put them into InRoute, and they were 99% true. There was only one correction I had to make. So going the other way, it seems to be better. I have made routes in InRoute and then downloaded the GPX file and put them in the boombox. And yes, there was some deviation. So it is what it is right now. And you have to go in if you're going to do that and make sure that you go through the entire route and make sure you make any corrections to the route so that you don't end up in the middle of nowhere trying to take a gravel road on a street bike. Oscar.
Whatever. Look at, I have
Oscar.
a map book
Oscar.
I keep in my bike.
You got a Thomas guide?
You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Do you
remember the incident?
I've only failed this twice on the first time I led.
What trip was that on?
That was coming out of St. George.
That's right.
And it looked fine. It would have been fine.
Me and you could have handled it.
It would have been fine.
I don't know I don't know where we would have ended up.
Some people were not happy when we got to the gravel.
I was laughing because it made the documentary film. It was all part of the experience.
Was that road not badass getting to it though?
It was badass.
Yeah,
and it was just as fun riding it back to get back.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. Remember those farmers were like, what the are those guys doing? Out.
In, out. Hey, we just waved at them. We just waved. I'll try to adjust your cans here in a minute. Hey, Bikeaholics, 03D has a wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson and the brand new line for the all-new Honda Goldwing named Gold Strike.
I like gold.
Top quality, affordable chrome lighting and comfort products. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store and check out our full line of Zero 3D products. Oscar, do you want to ride longer?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Are you tired of a sore and achy ass?
I am tired of it.
Then I would stop hanging out with Lurch.
Why are you dragging me into this? What do I got to do with it?
When you sleep over at Lurch's house, you may end up with a sore and achy ass.
We just had a gathering of our club here recently, and I offered the spare beds to a couple of guys, but no one would take me up on it. Now I know why.
Yeah.
That's because you were in the ones you were offering.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, but you were in there like, come over, this bed spot's free.
They had to go down to, Tri-Cities and Lower Valley, and I thought, why don't you guys just stay here? But they wouldn't stay, and now I know why.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you do end up in that situation, don't worry. You can fix it with a high-quality butt buffer seat cushion. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You can heal that sore and achy ass, or at least put some cushion on it. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store and check out our full line of butt buffer seat cushions. And we will definitely be rocking our butt buffer seat cushions on our trip cross country, cross states to Minnesota.
I rocked mine on the KLR on several occasions.
We both do.
Yeah.
Yep. The smaller version goes great on our adventure bikes. That's good. That's a good segue into today's topic. Very nice. Nicely done.
The tired and achy ass or the butt buffer?
Both.
Oh, yes. Okay.
All right. Oh, yeah. Once you've used Rick Rack, you'll never go back. The ultimate motorcycle luggage rack solution. Forget those messy straps and bungee cords. Go strapless with a Rick Rack quick attach luggage system and quality bag. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Get hooked up now. I say we dive into this episode here, you
bunch of
freaks. Welcome back, you freaking bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority. The Big MM, also known as the
99%.
That's right. Large and in charge of the motorcycle scene. More than any time in history, by listening to this very podcast, you're part of what we call the hashtag
Biker Revolution.
Oh, yeah. Oscar, we do have just one question for everybody before we get started. What are you waiting for, bikeaholics?
Crap.
Mount up.
Crap.
And let us take you on another wild ass
I knew you were going to
It
ask
wasn't
me something.
crap.
I know, but
It wasn't.
I
That
can't
wasn't
remember
the
my
answer.
lines. I'm the worst actor.
You are a little rusty.
Damn it. That's
I
true.
know.
That's true.
That's not all your fault. It's not all your fault. We haven't had you in the studio for a while, so.
Oh, it feels so good.
Ryan Erlacher here, your host of the Law Abiding Biker podcast, and your
high-tech redneck.
There you go. We've got a great episode for you guys. We got the man, the myth, the legend who hasn't been in here for a while. Oscar in the house. That's right, because we're here to talk about some adventure stuff, adventure riding and adventure bikes. And of course, we got this guy in here.
The man, the myth.
So we are going to talk about adventure riding today. We're not sure where this episode's going to go, and I love these episodes because we're just a bunch of bikers here on a morning at about 11 a.m., chilling, drinking some coffee, and
which I still find weird, podcasting and drinking coffee.
It's strange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Just doesn't feel right.
Sometimes you put a little toot in your coffee.
I have no toots in my coffee.
Yes, you did. You did the last time.
I have before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Not at the moment.
Not today.
But I think I probably should because I gave up whiskey for Lent.
Yeah, and it's over.
And it's over.
Yeah.
Today is Monday after Easter, so
you're good, dude.
Well, I'm going to go put a toot in my coffee.
Oh, it was that easy.
See?
Yeah, you didn't even. Yeah,
got to twist his arm,
twist his pinky, maybe.
But we are going to talk about a recent purchase. It is getting that time of year, although we've had a very peculiar April. By the time you hear this episode, it's probably going to be several months, but it is at the time of the recording of this podcast, it is April, it's actually April, the middle of April. And here in the Yakima Valley, we've had April snow.
A lot of April snow.
And wind and rain and
cold.
Sideways.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, he's hooked up now. You got it going on.
Yes, sir.
And so we actually, after this podcast, we had planned on going on an adventure ride. Just a quick one over Monastash Ridge. We'll talk about that a little bit more here in a bit. But with the current state and the weather forecast for today, probably would have been a muddy mess up there. But we'll talk about that. Oscar did ride his adventure KLR 650 over here. Mm-hmm. And Lurch made a recent purchase, which we're going to talk about. So we are flirting with the adventure riding season. Of course, we always ride our street bike. That's our number one go-to, but we also love the adventure riding around this area. Now we're going to get into that, but we appreciate our paying sponsors. Rick Rack, Buffer, Zero up front. They help support these episodes. But these folks are also a main reason, a very big reason, and they're paying for these podcasts to come your way. And we want to thank some of our newest patron members.
We'd like to thank Mike Hoy of Chesney, South Carolina, Gregory Runkle of Kingman, Arizona. He's a top-tier patron, and Randy Schwan.
Tony Hewitt of Massey, Auckland, New Zealand. Mark Harrison of Maryville, Tennessee. And there he is. Tim Haskell of Cape Coral, Florida.
Pam McCoy of Marysville, Washington, right in our backyard. This guy says his name's Harley Davidson. Don't know if it is or not.
Oh, my God.
Douglas Jovish of Altamont Springs, Florida.
And finishing it up with Vernon Dumont of Poway, California, top tier. Shane Cruzen of Ashland, Missouri, top tier. And then Mike S. Lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. Pledge a certain amount per piece of content. No risk to you because you can put a monthly cap. There are many benefits for becoming a member, such as t-shirts and stickers. You get into the private Facebook group, which is a troll-free zone. It is nothing but bikers helping bikers. Never a stupid question in there. Lots of people willing to help you. Access to live video broadcasts and chat, podcasts early, premium videos upon request, and of course, access to those ride, meetup, and events. And continuing to ramp up the patron membership here in 2022 because we are on fire and cranking out the content for all you bikeaholics out there. So thank you to everybody that takes the leap to become a patron member. It means so much to us, and it is a foundation and the reason we can continue to help educate, entertain, and inspire as many bikers as we can worldwide. New free video. Do you want to talk about this, Lurch? I'm talking too much. You go.
This new one is installing serial TAC-10 light cannons on a Harley Davidson. We recently got our hands on some of the serial light cannons. Holy crap, are those things bright. We've got an install video. No matter if you've got a Batwing or shark nose fairing, we've got you covered.
Talk about the light cannons a little bit. They're available in the law. Oh, Lurch is fighting a cold, so sometimes I might have to take over for him.
Had a little tickle there.
Yeah, do you want to talk about it or you want me to?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So the light cannons, guys, they're Zero TAC-10 light cannons, and there's a couple different models in the store. I installed them on my 14 Street Glide Special. And by the way, you can lawabidingbiker.com/whatever episode number this is. You can get the article and you can get the video, or just search the site for light cannons or search the YouTube channel for light cannons. That video's out, or they're embedded right on the product listing in our store. There's 2 videos. One is about them and installing them. The other is just a night test if you just want to see the night comparison with and without the TAC-10 light cannons. And I'm pairing them with my Vision my Zero Vision X XMC LED headlight. And so you get to see them with them on and just with the Vision X, both available, of course, in the Law Abiding Biker store. But there's a couple different models of the light cannons. The one we installed, they come with brackets, and it really positions them up in the front of your fairing, just to the right and left of your headlight, up high. And then our second version, and those are for the Street Glide only. All the fitment information is in our store, so you can't make a mistake. We were very methodical about the listing. And then the other version is you could use them. They're for the Road Glide, but you can use them on a Street Glide too. And the reason is because they're just bar mounts. They're 1 1/4 inch bar mounts, and so you can put them on your crash bars. That would be the logical place to put them. And because there is no bracketed version for the Road Glide, just because the shark nose fairing is different. But if you have a Street Glide, you could also use that model and put them if you want them on your crash bars instead. So yeah, it's super bright and add a lot of functionality. There's also a switch that you can put on them. We put a switch on my bike so that I can switch them on and off on the dash. There's 3 different ways to wire them. Our video is very detailed. It's plug and play, but depending on if you want them to go on with your ignition or if you want them to
high beams
go on when you just turn your high beams, or you can switch them like I did. So I have some control over when they're on and off. Anyways, there you go. That's our newest free video. We worked really hard on it. And of course, if you appreciate it, you can shop right in our store and get the light cannons, get hooked up with them. You won't be disappointed. They do only come in black. And the reason for that is it would cost way too much once you see them to chrome them. We talked to Zero. They don't plan on a chrome version, but the blacks looks really good on my bike. And I matched it. I changed. I had a chrome Zero Fang headlight bezel with signals and lights, and I changed it to black, and it really, the rest of my bike's chrome, but it really looks good.
Yeah, tied it all together up front.
Tied it together up front. So some things to think about there, guys. We're still adding products to the Law Abiding Biker store. Like up front, Oscar bought a battery. From the store. We're selling batteries, oil change kits, AMS oil. We got other oils in there, and battery maintenance products and tenders, and just you just got to keep going back, because we don't mention everything that is going in the store, because we're adding it.
We're here to take care of your lubrication needs.
That's right. We will lube you.
Don't go dry.
No.
You don't want. You'll seize up.
You do not want to go dry. So I've been fighting a cold too.
Excuse us all. We're hacking up lungs over here.
Last 12 days I've had my cold. So
I'm on the downside of it, but every once in a while something rattles loose in my chest.
You're so lucky, because that's 3 days. I'm happy for you.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm happy.
You and I well, let's get into this a little bit, because we tend to get off track on this podcast from time to time.
Never.
So Ryan, I'm pretty certain that whatever I got came from Ryan.
Bullshit.
We spent pretty much all the last couple of weeks together working. And even when we weren't working, we spent some time together on our days off. But anywho, we were talking about how we take care of colds and how we heal ourselves. And he says, I just get up in the morning, I go out and run, and I just hack it all up. And, my wife doesn't think that's a really good idea. And I told him, I don't think it's a good idea either. When you're sick, maybe you should rest up, give your body that energy it needs to heal. Oh, no, not me, man. I get up in the morning, I go run.
I do just clean myself out. I blow my nose, nostrils, and the wind.
Shoot snot rockets.
Oh,
that's what the road's for.
That's what the road's for.
And he goes, I get a couple a year, and I last 2 or 3 weeks. I said, man, I have the opposite approach. When I get sick, I just crash for a couple days, and then I heal up pretty fast. And so my illness has been a lot shorter than yours. So you might want to. I know it's not your nature to sit around. It's not really in mine either. But I'm telling you,
Kills me.
I just load up on vitamins and
Whiskey.
well, if
That was my solution back in the day.
Yeah, right.
You drink it more than water or beer than I could drink water, and it would be fine.
I just bro in the couch, man, for a couple of days. I was pretty. Saturday I didn't move at all, hardly, and yesterday I did a little bit, got moving around, but. After a couple of days of rest, man, I'm good to go.
Oscar.
I do that. I can burrow into the couch for about 32 seconds.
Yeah, me too.
And then I can't burrow anymore.
I'm going to lay down and take care of myself. And then about a minute later, I'm like, all right, this is stupid.
This sucks.
You know
I
what?
gotta go.
Guess what? Because he does that, his wife calls him a pussy.
Oh, yeah.
She does.
Oh, yeah.
She says he's a pussy when he gets sick because she does like us. She just keeps going to work and just gets her stuff done and then
She'll
passes out at night.
Yeah, she'll crash on the weekend or something like that. But if it's during the week, she says, I don't have time to be sick.
That's right.
Yep.
I got to keep moving.
I got shit to do.
Yeah.
I ain't got time. No, I'm glad. I wished I'm all jokes aside, I wished I had your temperament. I can't.
Right.
It's so, I have to be really, really freaking sick for me to lay on the, like flu, like vomiting, diarrhea, chills, sweats, that kind of stuff to actually lay down where you can't even walk kind of deal, you know?
Yeah, I'm there.
I pushed through all week just because we had stuff to do. But Friday afternoon, I don't know if you could tell, but I was like, I'm done.
Oh, I know. You didn't even have a beer.
No.
We finally got an audio system. I'm not going to get into it. The video, we'll be talking about it. It's a new audio system install that we did. And it is actually all over Instagram. If you follow our Instagram at Scrappy, SCRAPPY 587, we did some reels and YouTube shorts, but so it's not a secret, but we finally got it done and went through a headache that day. Actually, yeah. And then we got the new, we went down to Harley and picked up the new Street Glide ST. They're giving it to me for 30 days. They shipped it to us.
I probably would have bounced after we got back from taking care of Cowboy's bike and getting it flashed, but we had to go down and get that. So just soldiered on through.
Yep. And so I was excited because I got the new 2022 Street Glide ST for 30 days and to test ride and review. And I'm like, it's Friday. We've worked hard this week. I'm popping a beer. And for Lurch not to have a beer,
damn,
shit was bad because he did not pop a beer, dude.
Yeah, I said, no, I'm good, man. I think I'm going to cut out.
Oh, wow.
That's the first time in my life since knowing Lurch. Bullshit, dude.
First time.
Bullshit. You have never passed up a beer, a wind down beer. Eat sick or not.
I don't know if that's true.
I think you're just getting old.
Dude,
it's
seriously.
okay to admit, dude.
Yeah. We are getting older.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look at us. Don't look. It's not that good.
Oh, speaking of getting old, did you know that they now recommend colonoscopies at 45 years old? I've been waiting till 50, and I had my doctor's appointment last week. And
no, people still say 50, only if it runs in your family.
Yeah, that's
what they say.
He's talking me into it. So
bunch of water up your butt.
You just want something up your butt.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do, dude.
He's like, can we do this at 42? Because I think it hurts.
He was trying at 30. He's like, can I come in?
I don't
Can
have
I
a
come
history.
in for a colonoscopy?
I don't have a history. He's
Is
like,
it
no,
weird?
they're
I'm only
changing it.
25. Is this weird?
I'm not looking forward to it.
Oh no, I talked to the doctor. I think there's varying opinions, but they say if it runs in your family,
Then
you
it's
should do it early. But if it's not a huge deal in your family like mine, then they still saying 50 because I was just in my doctor and so 50.
Well, mine's recommending it.
Mm-hmm.
There was some cancer.
You might want to get a second opinion. Your doctor may like you a little too much.
Maybe. I don't know. I figure might as well just get it out of the way. Catch it early if there is something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways.
All right.
That was awesome. Glad we took that turn.
No, it's good. I'm glad you guys tuned in. We're out of here talking about colonoscopies. Now all right. No, we're not leaving.
That's the shits. That's all I know.
It is the shits, dude.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm looking forward to it. I could lose a few pounds, clear out the old system.
I wouldn't shit you. You're my favorite turd.
Oh, wow.
All right. So we're actually going to talk about adventure riding in this episode.
You love adventure riding.
Let's dive in. So Oscar rode over the old KLR 650. I've got a KLR 650, which I got a couple years ago. You guys who have been following know that because there's lots of videos out on it. In fact, I have one more video. Remember all the projects we did on our KLRs?
Yes, we did a bunch.
We did a bunch. They're all edited and they're out on the YouTube channel and there's articles. They've been out for a long time. The only one I was going through the other day, because we always film stuff, but I can only edit so fast because we've got so many projects. The only one I haven't edited, which is ready, I'm going to get it hopefully well, we'll see because I got a lot of shit to do. I want to get an edit is the sprocket change one.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We were just talking about that earlier.
Yep. And what are the things called that raise it?
The raising links. Yeah.
Raising links.
Yeah.
It was the raising links and the sprocket we did videos on.
Yeah.
Okay. I know. Obviously, I know what a sprocket is. What are the raising links?
Explain it.
What are you raising?
The links. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
No, if you look under there at the bottom of your bike, there's these two dog bone looking things, one on each side of the
right by the shock,
I've seen
dog
those.
bone things.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you can manipulate the length of those.
Okay.
To rate, so you can change the geometry of the suspension by manipulating the length of those links.
All right.
So you make them shorter, it pushes the bike up because like ours, you only have 5 settings on the preload, and so I went with a heavier spring, but you are only stuck with so much preload. Versus a shock like a dirt bike shock that's infinitely adjustable with the nut on top.
Right.
So what I was getting was the front end floating all the time. Gravel road, it was miserable. I thought I'm never riding another bike like this. And then I started reading about pushing the bike forward, making it flat because I was too big. They're not built for dudes our size. Anyway, so you raise it, you raise the suspension in the rear up, which compensates for the distance that you can't make up for sag.
Right. So if you can't get in your sag range, you can put one of those on and then you can get in your sag, your preload,
they're cheap.
Sag range.
And it did work.
I'm curious.
I'm fine. I don't need them.
Right.
Because of my weight and
little
height.
guy?
Yeah. What's your height?
6'2".
6'2".
Yeah. And I was 220. I was too heavy.
You're right.
So no matter how much sag I put on it, it couldn't get the bike up enough to compensate for my weight.
They have lowering links too.
They do.
But I don't want to get them
those on there
because I don't want to screw my clearance up. So I'm tiptoe.
Yeah.
Semi tiptoe. It's tiptoe / mid sole, but my heels are not on the ground when I'm on the KLR set at the proper sag for me, for my weight and my luggage weight. But I can get in my sag range, no problem. So we'll have to see with you.
Yeah.
Even if we put a top gun
changes on the new bike, the rake and trail is a little different and all that kind of good stuff.
Theoretically, they put a new rear shock, but I haven't heard that it's that much better.
Supposed to be stiffer, but everything I've heard is it's still too soft.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Supposed to.
He's used to
Supposed
hearing
to be.
that. Still too soft. There are medications for that. FYI.
That's called sag, bro. Sorry.
It's called sag. Yeah, it's called sag, and it's too soft. Oh God, that's for Oscar. Back at it.
You're welcome.
So yeah, that's the videos that I have to get and edit. But so those will be out eventually, and the sprocket change. I didn't change my sprocket. We went down from a 5-tooth to a 4.
Frick. I went from a 15 to a 14.
Sorry, what am I saying? 5-4. A 15 to a 14.
I think that was it.
It is.
Okay.
I guarantee it. I remember now. I'm still running the stock 15. We'll have to see. You'll have to see what you want. But obviously, that I don't know how to explain that, but it lowers the...
It lowers the gear ratio.
It lowers the gear ratio. So he's revving out when we're riding on the roads where I'm not revving out. And for my size and my weight, I still find plenty of power in the ranges where I need it, where because he's taller and heavier.
Fat.
Fat. He wanted more.
Better than you.
Yeah. Well, you're going to need a 2-tooth down then.
Have to go to a 13 tooth.
He needs a 2-tooth.
Maybe
He is totally calling you fat, dude.
I
Sorry.
think he meant 2 less teeth, not a 2 tooth.
Right.
I don't
I
think
still
a 2
love
tooth
you no
would work
matter
real
what.
well.
No, I think he meant 2 teeth.
Well, maybe after I get comfortable with the bike, that might be something I consider doing.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't want to change it unless we take you up in the mountains and you realize that in certain gears you're not getting the power that you need. So
it made a difference on the road though in passing.
Yeah.
Because I was telling him earlier, like I still have the stock windshield and I'm a big wind sail. And so it gives you a little bit mid-range so you can pass cars in circumstances where I couldn't pass them before.
Right.
But yeah,
but much you have to decide how much you're on the road and how much you need to pass
as little
cars.
as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the point of the KLR. But
yeah. You'll know. You'll get a few hundred miles in and you'll know whether you want to change or not.
Yeah, and you can ride Oscar's KLR and see if it makes a difference for you. I've ridden it. It's cool. You definitely get more power in those, areas, but have to be a decision you have to make.
When you'll be able to tune yours with a computer.
Yeah.
Not a screwdriver and a drill. I have to tune mine.
So let's talk about that.
Oh.
Let's talk about that, Lurch. So Lurch was going talk about your adventure bike shopping experiences.
Well, I've been actually looking at adventure bikes for the last couple of years, knowing that I was retiring and was going to have some money to burn from my leave buyouts. I just didn't have the time while I was working because I was working out of town. I was working up in Wenatchee. And so, when I was home on the weekends, I had very little time. I'd do some yard work, spend a little time with family. Next thing you know, I'm off again, going back to work. So it wasn't really a really good time to buy one, but I had lots of time to YouTube and, search the internet and look at stuff and look at the different bikes. I looked at several different ones, like the Africa Twin, the Tenere 700, the KTM 790 at the time, Adventure R definitely caught my eye. Then the Pan America came out just recently. And so there's a lot to choose from. And after looking at and playing with the Pan America down in Sturgis, I really honestly was thinking that would be the way to go. But the truth is, this is just a fun bike for me. My Harley, my 15 Road Glide's the main bike that I ride. So I wanted something that was affordable and would do what I need to do. And also for me, this is my first adventure bike. It's been years since I rode dirt bikes or three-wheelers, anything like that, off-road type stuff. So I'm really green to it. And everything I've heard about the KLR is it's just a very compliant bike. It doesn't have a whole ton of power. So I wanted to get something that I would be able to handle, honestly, and kind of get into the market. Maybe someday down the road, I might want something a little fancier. But for now, it's just kind of hard to beat the price of the KLR too. All out the door, I got the base model. There's the base model, there's a traveler model, and then the adventure model. The adventure model comes with a little light bar on front, crash bar, light bar thing. It's got a couple of LED driving lights on it. It comes in a camouflage pattern. It's got a little bit of a crash protection on the front. It's got minimal. It's got some half-ass saddlebags on the back.
Plastic saddlebags,
dude.
Pieces
I
of
will
shit.
break those the first day.
Yeah.
We know.
And then, Oscar and I
All about content.
Oscar and I went down, it's been a little while ago, a couple months ago, and took his truck down to Lower Valley or down to Tri-Cities. And while we were down there, we popped into the
Ride Now,
and they had a lot of Kawasaki stuff there. And then looking at the adventures and looking at the base model, for the $1,000, I just don't see it in the adventure. I just don't think it's worth it because you're going to want to upgrade your crash protection and your panniers, whether you go soft or hard. It just looked like the stuff that they put on it, I would be taking off and throwing away anyways. So basically I'd be paying $1,000 more for some lights and a paint job. The Traveler model has, both the Adventure and the Travel model also have USB power and 12-volt power up on the dash. The Traveler model, the difference between the Travel model and the base model is it comes with a plastic trunk on the back, and it comes with ABS, and it comes with the power stuff up front.
Which is USBs. Weird to me that I don't understand Kawasaki's we don't understand Kawasaki's thinking because I don't know why they made 3 models. So, because if you're the Traveler, you put a trunk on it and not saddlebags. And then the full Adventure, right? Is that it's the full.
Yeah, the Adventure has saddlebags,
but no trunk. No trunk. I can't wrap my head around how those decisions were made.
The base model obviously is based. Doesn't have anything on it. You can get it with or without ABS. The Traveler model is meant, I think, for people that are going to be on road a little bit more. And running around commuting. So it's got a trunk on the back. It comes with ABS. It's just there's not a non-ABS option on it. And it comes with the power stuff. And then the Adventure has, the crash protection, so to speak, and then the panniers. And it's also available in an ABS or non-ABS option. So I don't know why they have the 3 either, other than they're trying to give you the base model where you can build upon it yourself. A model for the urban commuter, and then the Adventure model.
I guess I just think they should have did 2 models a base and an adventure. So you're either going to ride the base model and doctor it up yourself, or you're going to ride full adventure with saddlebags and trunk. There's just no other company doing it like that.
Those are the most popular models, is the base and the adventure. I haven't seen a whole lot of the Traveler.
Yeah.
And in fact, the dealer that we bought from said, "Yeah, they're hard to come by. I didn't even order one at first because I didn't think they would sell that much. And now that they're out, I've tried to get my hands on one, and there's just not a lot of them out there.
Because you can go to, like, you can buy the base model and go to Harbor Freight and buy one of those trunks for like $50 and screw it down and call it good.
Right.
I mean, I don't
like the metal trunk.
Yeah. Well, no, they have they're like the version of the Harbor Freight version of the Pelican cases.
Oh yeah.
But you can get a really big one. I have one for a toolkit for my dirt bike, and they're solid cases. So for less than $100, you can buy one of those and bolt it onto that rack. That's all I think that trunk is.
You did that with the dirt bike?
No, I didn't bolt. I bought one just for a toolkit. Like when we go to the slab, it's just a
I hand carry, so you have your tools with you.
Yep.
I got you.
When I've crashed, because I do all the time.
We know.
Yeah, so
I've seen it and I've filmed it. Speaking of ripping off panniers.
Yes.
No,
I didn't rip it off. I squished it. We took it off later.
It was kind of partially off.
Yeah, ripped.
But you ripped it off.
Disappointed.
It's still sitting up there.
I saw the video.
Yep. Tested the biker gripper.
It did.
Went down.
And nothing on the bike broke. The only thing was because that pannier has no inside supports.
The tusk.
It just squished. It's just aluminum.
Yep.
And they're inexpensive for a reason.
Yep. Went down on the side.
It was awesome.
Going through some mud ahead of me. Going through some mud at Mach 10.
A little fast, maybe.
Just went down. Dude, I can laugh about it now. I was a little concerned, but I can laugh about it now. But
no broken parts, but the pannier and
took it off, threw it in the brush.
Rode home
with one pannier.
I still have that one.
They're panniers, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're not saddlebags.
I've already educated them on farkling too.
I will.
That is farkling. You're not working.
If I use saddlebag, I apologize for all you adventure riders out there. I'm still transitioning.
So do I. I still do it.
One night I was having my discussion with the Lord, and I said, "Dear Lord, why did you let someone come up with the word farkle?"
Yeah, no doubt.
He didn't answer. He's that embarrassed about that word.
No, it's a joke on humanity.
It is a joke on humanity.
He's laughing. He's got a sense of humor.
Those idiots came up with farkle.
I researched, and apparently you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's supposed to stand for function and sparkle.
Function and sparkle.
So it's functioning. An item that you put on your bike that makes it sparkle, and that is also functioning, I guess.
Because I'm that busy that I have to have one word.
Right.
I can't say, hey, that thing really functions and it sparkles.
Right.
Why would you even say sparkles? It's kind of weird.
I like wrenching on my bike, not farkling.
Mods.
But I do like using farkling. It's a fun word to say.
It is fun. It is fun.
Farkle.
If we're not trying to offend anyone out there that really does farkle.
Right. We really do farkle, just whether we say farkle or not.
We've said it more now than I've said in my whole life. Farkle. Go ahead, Matthew.
What?
I don't think
just frickin' say farkle.
Farkle.
Thank you. All right, let's do this.
That's enough.
Hey, Bikeaholics, searching for new and exciting motorcycle products? Zero3D has the products you dream about for your bike. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson and Honda Goldwing motorcycles. Zero3D's got your back with chrome and black parts, lighting, and other comfort products. No modifying, cutting, grinding, or welding for an easy installation that equals less time installing and more time riding. Yep. Zero3D has a design team of riders with over 40 years experience with a passion for design and innovation. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. They pride themselves on great customer service. Got a question? Get in touch with them via email, sales@zero3d.com. Give them a call, 715-808-0027. Check out your local Harley or Honda dealership and ask for Zero or Gold Strike parts. A new leader has emerged, so check out Zero3D's custom line of Gold Strike products for the all-new Honda Goldwings. Better yet, help support us. Head over to lawabidingbike.com/store. Check out our full line of Zero3D products. So you said a little bit, $8,000 out the door, Lurch. Me and Lurch actually went down and bought it together, which was a little bit interesting. We did a video. I actually did a vlog on it, and the vlog's not out, but by the time this podcast airs, likely the vlog will be out. It's a fun video, and it captures Lurch purchasing and the experiences, and there's some funny stuff in there that you'll get to see. If you follow us on Twitter at Law-Abiding Biker, or you follow us on Instagram at Scrappy, SCRAPP 587, or of course, if you're subscribed via YouTube, we did that's where we do a lot of our behind the scenes stuff, guys. So make sure you're following us on those platforms. Of course, we're on Facebook at Law Abiding Biker too. And we do it there too, but really Instagram Reels and the YouTube Shorts, we've been hitting hard. And so you get to see a lot of the behind the scenes because we're working a lot, doing a lot of different stuff. But it was an interesting experience because we went down and had all the film gear and we're ready to make a purchase that first day.
And they were closed.
Right.
Which, is not uncommon around here, and probably around most of the nation, is a lot of bike shops, and I just didn't think about this, are closed on Mondays because they want to be open on Saturdays to take care of their weekend customers. So a lot of bike shops, at least in our area, are closed on Sunday, Monday, and just kind of overlook that. But we pulled in, and there was nobody in the parking lot. And we could see it through the window, but they were closed, so we had to come back.
So it gets better.
Neck bubble.
Neck bubble. So it gets better. So we go down the next day. Mm-hmm. I think it was the next day.
Oh, that's right.
Film gear ready.
Yep.
Walk in. It's open. Walk in, and we're ready because I want to make this video, and we've got a bunch of other projects we need to get to, and I'm excited for Lurch.
Yeah, right.
Good friend, getting a brand new KLR. I'm excited. And we talked to the sales guy who was very nice down there. And Lurch was like asking him a few things and tell him how that went, the bargaining process. And then we can.
Well, there's not really much of a bargaining process these days when it comes to motorcycles, just because they're in limited supply and dealers know it. I had looked at a dealership down in Tri-Cities, and I was thinking about buying down there because they had a little bit of price off. I think they were about $350 below MSRP. Plus, they had a ton of bikes down there. They had a bunch of KLRs, and I hadn't dealt with our local Kawasaki dealer here before. But over the weekend, all the damn bikes that I wanted down there sold. It was getting springtime,
Right. We were checking the internet and they were gone.
Yeah. So all the adventures I think were gone. No, they had some adventures, but all the base model stuff was gone. And then in the meantime, when you guys were down there, I know that Rick, Big Daddy Kane, who runs our store down there in Tri-Cities, was looking into KLRs and found out that they had some pretty high setup fees and freight fees and all kinds of fees down there.
Shake my head.
So
bastards.
I walked into our local dealership here, and he was right at MSRP. And I just asked him. I knew there wouldn't be a whole lot of negotiating. So Mike, I just want to know what is going to be out the door. So tell me what the price is, cash today, out the door.
Here's what really happened before he says that. He walked up. He set a bottle of Vaseline on the desk and said, just get it over with. I'm going to bend over. But please lube. Just get it over with. All right, go ahead, Lurch. Sorry.
But he told me the price was right at $8,000 out the door. It's like $8,093. And so I did the math in my head. It's, what was it? 63 for the base model. I think MSRP was 63. So I started doing the math and I went, that's better than the price I would have got down in Tri-Cities. Yeah. Within, it wasn't a great savings, but it was cheaper. Plus, I didn't have to drive all the way down there and get it. So I said, all right, I'll take it.
Mm-hmm. I had that same thing.
I said, I got my trailer out here and everything.
Yep.
He goes, well, you can come back later today and get it or tomorrow. It wasn't set up and ready to go. So it didn't have the battery in it, charged up and all that ready to go stuff. So
which I think is really shitty.
It kind of makes sense. Because they don't know how long they're going to sit on the floor.
Still, I don't know. When you buy a new Harley, you could lose a sale that way.
Every bike I bought,
to me, you could lose a sale. I think that's bad business because if you go in and do a Harley, you ride out that day.
And I could have if we waited.
Pre-ordering Harleys, the pre-market we're in right now with supply chain, but right?
Yeah, you went in, bought it, rode out if you wanted.
I'm taking this with me today.
Yeah.
So I don't you had something to say about that.
Oh, it's every bike I bought there now, 3 of them has been the same way. And
do you think it's that way at all Kawasaki dealerships or just theirs?
Small shop. They have a small shop and they have a lot of business. They have one sales guy he's a good dude.
Oh yeah, very nice.
I mean, I really enjoy working with him. Small shop. I think it's
that's
just
why
small shop. Yeah.
I wondered if Kawasaki did that across the board. I don't know.
Probably not.
Yeah, because to me, I'd be like, if there would have been a bike in the Tri-Cities, I'd went, well, then I'll just go get it in Tri-Cities because I want it today. I know that's weird.
I think they just dump them on the floor. Because there is some prep I think because they come no oil in them, and so they put gas and oil and stuff in it, and then they run them for a minute to make sure it starts. And
See, I think they should do that before they put them on the floor.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they
because
must
if
not.
it starts, then the battery's good. So
his explanation was that they just, they don't want batteries to go dead and that kind of stuff. And so they set them up once somebody buys them.
It could be.
But it wasn't a big deal, but it was a little bit disappointing not to be able to roll out with it that day.
Yeah, a little annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But we went through that same pricing thing buying my daughter's KLX, and everything's supply chain. How do you have a commodities price that's $1,000 over here, a commodities fee, and $200 over here? Same Kawasaki dealer's a Kawasaki dealer.
Yep.
It's the same bike, but you pay extra $800 for a commodity fee.
Yeah,
there's
the price of
the hell
metal.
is a commodity fee.
The price of metal's high. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think it would just be part of the cost. You don't just add it in afterwards. You know what I mean? But what the dealer here in Yakima said, listen, the commodity charge is a real thing. We had to pay it. We passed it on. But their setup fee was quite a bit lower, and they didn't charge any freight. So the dealership down Tri-Cities won $650 for freight.
Right.
And they charged nothing for that here.
Yeah.
So that's why I was able to do the math in my head pretty quick and go, oh, that's a better deal here.
Yep.
Freight kills me because they have to get the bike to the store.
Right. I know. Yeah, you have to.
Why do I have to pay for that? Leave it in. I'll go get it in New Jersey.
Exactly. That's always pissed me off.
Freight.
And
Yeah,
if
I
you're
gotta
going to
pay
have
for
those
freight.
if you're going to have those costs as part of the bike, I understand that. But then to have it, it's a little bit tricky when you show a price of $6,300. Then the next thing you do
Online.
some paperwork, and you're like, oh, now it's $1,000 higher.
Right.
That should just be baked into the cost.
I get tax and
Yeah.
license. I can add that up. I can do the tax, and I know that I'm going to get reamed on that, right?
Oh, yeah.
You don't know what their particular shipping charge and commodity fees and that kind of stuff. So we were a little bummed that day too, because we were. So we went and ate off our sadness at Don Cheos and had giant burritos.
That's becoming one of
way
my
more
favorite
food than
places
we
to eat.
needed, dude. If you haven't eaten at Don Cheos, you need to.
Where is
bro.
it?
It's we're right there at 1400 South First Street, just south of Nob Hill on the right. It used to be
El Guerence.
Oh yeah,
dude.
I'll go there then.
Dude,
I love
their lunch
burritos.
specials.
Yeah.
$5 for 3 asada tacos.
Oh.
And they haven't raised their prices, and a drink.
Oh.
And you can get a burrito for $6.95 with a drink. We went there. I took me, you, Squid, and Big Daddy Kane. They were all four over here. We were filming the AIM Light Force Slave Cylinder. And I walked out of there. We all ate and plenty of food. And we walked out. It was $27.95.
Oh my.
To feed 4 grown men, dude.
Dude,
and it's
wow.
quality.
It's good.
All right.
It's quality food.
I'll go check it out.
Yeah, it's good, and their horchata.
I love horchata.
I recommend the chicken burrito or the El Pastor tacos.
Yep.
Oh.
And when you're there, so when you go out, there's a bar where you can get all your fixins. That's how we say it, fixins.
Fixins,
You got to
yeah.
get the fixins.
Yeah, yeah.
There's queso.
Oh, yeah,
you can
make sure
get
you get the
chips.
queso.
Oh,
Make sure you get the queso, bro.
okay.
It is good queso, man.
go check that place
You get the
out.
little cups and you just put the queso in it. Just load your chip up, dude.
That means cheese for you, though, and speak Spanish.
Right? It's awesome.
Don Cheos. All right. I'll
Ask
check it
Squid
out.
how he loved the queso.
All right.
He did. Squid did.
Squid loved the queso.
He did. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
All
So,
right. So
All
you
right.
finally got it home.
we went the next day and finished filming and did our little whatever you want to call it. But we did some funny stuff in that vlog that will come out on the YouTube channel. But yeah, finally loaded it up on the trailer.
My wife still hasn't seen it because we loaded up the trailer, brought it back here to the lab studio, and it's been sitting here since. We've had a bunch of other projects ahead of it, but we're gonna do some filming of us farkling on it and riding it around. So I told her it does exist. It's over at Ryan's. I showed her a picture of it.
Yeah.
It's got 3 miles on it. I had one on it when I bought it, and we took it around the block and then parked it, and we've been doing Harley stuff since. But
Yep. That first day we had at least had to ride down around,
Yeah.
took him around the gravel road just around here to, I dusted him out.
oh yeah, and I did notice yours does kind of like your Oscar was saying, kind of walk a little bit
Oh,
as
it
you're
walks,
going down the
especially
gravel
when you're
road.
doing 60 on a gravel road.
That's so awesome.
But you know what? You just get used to it.
You'll have to take mine out.
I will. I'll see if
and
it does it.
It's I think because they've made the bike a little bit longer and they improved the rake and the trail a little bit.
Yep.
It might be a
It
little
may
more
iron that out.
might be a little more stable.
I mean, that freaked me out the first 300
Mine
miles
still
on
does.
the gravel.
I just go with it now. You know, you kind of have to go with it.
I was going to sell it. It was so bad. There was times where I couldn't make corners because it was just floating all over. And
mine does it less since we put that front suspension.
Yeah.
That definitely helped.
That helped. But mine doesn't do it like it used to.
Okay.
I
remember you talking about it when you first got yours. It was pissing you off.
And the guy I bought it from, that's one of the reasons he got rid of it. He's like, this bike sucks on the gravel and it's supposed to be a Forest Service road bike. And he described it and I'm like, oh yeah, it does that to me too. And he's short, but he's heavier than I am.
And I wonder if it does it more with weight.
The weight.
You know what I mean? Obviously.
Yeah. Those bikes are set up
I'm not saying you're fat.
I'm fat. I mean, it's okay, but 5'9", 160, I think is the bike, the guy.
Yeah, and I'm 5'8", 170, so it's like made
you're fat too.
Yeah, I am fat. I've gained some weight recently. I do need to lose some weight.
No,
myself.
I mean, they may have fixed it I hope they did. Because you should be able to get on that bike and ride it, not have to, get in the gravel or the trails and do anything to it. We didn't spend a ton of money.
That's why it's $8,000 though.
Right.
And not
ours were
20
significantly cheaper. Well, true.
And not 30 grand, 20,
Even when yours was wobbling around like that, I don't know if mine was doing it or not. I didn't feel it.
But you weren't doing 60 either. It doesn't do it at 30.
Well, I was that far behind you, for shit's sake.
Mine did it all the time.
Yeah.
Over 20, the front end was super light. So I would never go 60 on the gravel because it would just...
Yeah.
You'd know, dude. I'm telling you, it is a sensation. You remember how your old bike had the wobbles?
Oh, yeah.
And you knew it.
Oh, yeah.
That's how my bike was. I knew something was wrong.
We'll swap bikes, just get on mine.
Yeah.
And we'll go down that gravel road and I'll get on yours and just see how much different it feels.
Yeah.
Suspension did help. Did help. All right. We're going to get into this. We'll get into fuel injection.
Oh.
Because it's fuel injected here in just a minute. Are you searching for the easiest and quickest detachable luggage system for your motorcycle? Rick Rack has just what you're looking for. Forget all those frustrating straps and bungee cords that can come loose and slap your paint. Check out one of Rick Rack's awesome quick attach strapless luggage rack systems. This father-son team designed something really special. Yep, you can't find it anywhere else. Yep. They also ride, so they truly understand the needs of bikers. The Rick Rack Quick Attach system is strong, durable, and secure with a lockable system. Also, check out their full line of quality touring bags to accompany your quick detach system. Once you use Rick Rack, you'll never go back. What are you waiting for, bikeaholics? Head over to the law-abiding biker store and check out our full line of Rick Rack systems and bags. And on our 10-day trip to Minnesota this year, we will be rocking our Rick Rack systems. They've got it's available in our store. Their newest thing is the roller bag. It's all set up. We've got the kit in our store. So if you buy it from our store, it's ready to go. The rack is bolted to the roller bag. It's got a handle, just like you see, running around the airports. You have it off in 10 seconds off your luggage rack. Bam, set it up, pull the handle, and you're on wheels. And that's the one that I'm going to be using. Again, order it from our store. We've got them in stock, ready to go. Comes with the wheels and everything put together. No assembly required. You used to have to put them together. That'll save you some time. You can just pack up and head out on your next trip. So that is one thing they changed. Of course, 18 was the last year that they made the KLR. Mine is an 18. Yours is a 17. 17. And so the 18's, mine's carbureted. Oscar's is carbureted. Now coming, that was one of the big upgrades, fuel injected. What do you think about that, Oscar?
Oh, makes me so happy. Mm-hmm. And I just looked. Yep, Power Commander.
So they came back out 2022. This is the first year that they've been back out with the KLR. So they took a little pause, and we did an episode on it and thought that they were going to do an upgrade. We thought it was coming back. I think that was our predictions that it wasn't going away forever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We thought the Versus motor, but...
Right.
But the beauty of fuel injection,
they just used the same thumper.
It's the same
thumper motor.
Thumper, yep.
Well, I think
a little more horsepower.
No, it's the same.
Did you just
fuel injection?
Is that what you looked up?
No. Well, because our for ours, there's different carb kits depending on what you want to do. But we're really limited. We're never going to get to 50 horse, but you can with his now we can find a tuner for it. Someone will make a tuner. It looks like DynoJet's making a Power Commander for it.
Sweet.
So with the
because ours are at what horsepower? Like 35.
Geez, 30. Yeah,
something like that. Maybe 30. 40. Maybe 40.
Maybe 40. But it's pretty weak. So with a Power Commander like our Harley's Power Commander exhaust and probably
you would put different exhaust on it.
I did that on my KLX and I noticed a difference. And
Should we do exhaust on our KLRs?
no,
Okay, why?
but his.
Why should we not?
Because with a carburetor, the exhaust it's not that sensitive.
Okay.
The only way to get anything out of it is to put a carb kit on there, and the major one is that old KLX 250 carb kit. And even then, it smooths out the throttle and gives you better throttle response, but it doesn't really give you that much horsepower.
What is it, kit? It's a KLX kit?
It's a KLX. It's a carb kit from an old KLX 250.
Okay.
And
who's selling that?
Yeah, aftermarket all over the place.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we could do it, and the guys that do it love it, but it's like how much you don't get much horsepower out of it. You just can't.
Right.
Because you can't advance the timing. You can add more fuel.
Okay.
That's all you can really do. I mean, you just can't do anything with anything else. With the Power Commander, like our Harleys, we can start to screw with timing. And timing and fuel delivery is what really starts to push the limits on power with an exhaust and an intake. So I did all that on my...
So fuel and timing is where you can start
with the Power Commander.
Gaining the...
Yeah, right.
Right. And we can mess with that. Is that something you're interested in?
Yeah. Yeah, he is. He already told. Yeah, he is.
Not
Hell
at
yeah,
this
we
point,
can do
but
video on that.
Yeah.
That is a big benefit to fuel injected. That's why you're happy about it.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean...
More air, more fuel, more exhaust.
And it is
air, fuel, and timing.
So if you did just exhaust on ours, because the carburetor is the carburetor, you're just going to kind of get sound out of it.
Yeah, and you lean it out. And there's no way to know if you lean it out enough, too much. You lean it out too much, it gets too hot, melts. So with
what
ours,
melts?
The bike,
the motor.
Right. It would get too hot.
Up the motor.
Right.
It's getting too much air through there, and then the fuel actually cools it down a little bit.
Right.
So you get too much air through it, and then we wouldn't know. We'd have to put it on a dyno with a sniffer and see where the air fuel was. But with his...
So with his, you said you
got O2 sensors.
Yes. And my KLX is the same motor, only smaller.
Okay.
And I threw an exhaust on mine, just a muffler. And within 15 minutes, the O2 sensors had it smoothed out. The popping went away. And
well, did you have a tuner on it?
I do now.
But how did they smooth out if you didn't have a tuner on it?
You don't, with fuel injection, you don't necessarily need a tuner.
It'll kind of adjust itself.
Yep, the O2 sensors. That's why on our Harleys, you can throw slip-ons on there and it doesn't do anything.
Right.
No, with O2 sensors. The old bikes, like my old 06 that didn't have O2 sensors, it's almost the same as carburation.
Right.
If you threw an exhaust on there and you sucked too much air through, you could burn the motor up. It would get too hot. But with O2 sensors,
or you'd retune the bike.
That's why you had to remember that we went through that gap where guys were like, do I have to retune?
Right.
Well, with O2
we
sensors,
always recommended, retune for optimal performance.
Well, because you can adjust
mileage.
the timing.
Right.
You can, once you start messing with the timing, you can really crank some horsepower out. Anyway, so Maddie can throw a slip-on on there. I did on my KLX. It's fuel injected just like his. It was no problem. And then I went and did the intake. And then finally I bought a fuel controller, not a Power Commander. It's a DynoJet fuel controller, but because
what's the difference?
I can't do timing on mine.
Okay.
But, so for the new KLRs, you can do the actual Power Commander 5.
Just like a Harley.
Like a Harley. But my 300 only fuel. And it helped, but not huge.
That's cool. You said what kind, you would put a snorkel or something? What's that?
Have you opened your top up to clean your filter?
I haven't yet. I know you said yours was dirty, but
it's got like a snorkel. You know, like on the dudes in Jeeps.
I've been in there. I just haven't replaced it.
It's just that snorkel. I was
just bored, and when I had it all torn apart, I just like looking at stuff. Yeah,
you can on my KLX. I put a bigger one in there. The KDX.
You have to remove the tank, right?
No,
you don't.
Seat.
That's right. Just the seat. That's right.
Just the cover. It's on top of the cover.
That's right. I remember dicking with it. Okay,
but for our bikes, the peril was there's some geometry that goes into that airflow through that snorkel, and if you open that up too far, then you lose. There's a certain amount of pressure, and if you get too much of a pressure drop, the motor can't suck by itself enough air. So it's taking in air, it's forcing it into the air box.
Right.
And so if you mess with that geometry, then you have to go bigger displacement.
Those are just in the KLR. Those are just oil bath filters, right?
Yeah,
and you pretty much just replace them.
No, you clean them. Mine was.
I bought our store. We sell that cleaner.
Yep,
and it's a cleaner. You can look at our store, but I stole some from our store when we were down there.
Yeah, I need to get that kit. I've
got it too. If you ever bring it over here, you can use it.
But mine was shot like
it's a cleaner and then the oil.
Yep.
So you can just spray it out with that cleaner. That's all you do.
Clean it, wash it out.
Wash it out with water.
Yeah.
and the cleaner.
Yeah.
So you use the cleaner and then you do the
Just
water.
like our Harley dry filters.
Right.
Except then at the end, you add the oil.
You add the oil, right?
Yeah.
Because our dry filters, we don't add oil,
Right.
right? I don't know what that is, Matt. What is that we're selling in our store? You remember for that kind of stuff?
It is.
If you keep talking, I'll
gosh
search.
darn it. I remember when
Should
I
be
went down
under
there to buy the battery and I saw it and I'm like, Ricky, I need to have this too. And he, well, no, it's probably under.
It's under street miscellaneous. I don't know where we put it.
Wouldn't it be under ADV Dual Sport?
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry. Service parts,
Probably.
maybe.
I can't remember. It's the blue. It's not.
Matt, you're supposed to be up on this because you're the one that makes sure this all goes through and gets properly categorized and stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. There it is.
Oh, there it is.
How hard was it to find?
Not very, it wasn't hard at all if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, well, tell me what.
It's the Maxima
Maxima
air filter maintenance care kit.
What's it
combo
under?
2-pack.
Accessories or
It's under all collections, and then go to lube oil filter.
all collections?
Street.
Thank you.
Maintenance.
Air fuel exhaust,
Lube oil filter.
lube oil filter.
Go down to maintenance. Lube oil filter.
Nice.
And there it is.
Yep.
On sale.
On sale right now.
Oh,
14% off.
Maybe I'll buy a couple of them.
Maximum air filter maintenance care kit combo 2-pack. So it comes with the cleaner and the oil to put on it afterwards. So I stole some. I stole it from my store.
Well,
Was
you
that
own
stealing?
it. Not if you own it. You own it all.
I still makes me feel good to say I stole it because I like taking stuff out of the store stock, dude.
It's like
and then
punching
Big Daddy's,
yourself.
I have to tell Big Daddy he's like taking out of stock. He just,
Every time I go down there, he comes back with some stuff.
I do.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, you should. You own it.
I know.
might as
dang,
well.
Dang right. Take advantage of that.
Do you? I'm sure you have the same snorkel setup. Did you look under the seat?
I haven't.
We haven't tore into it
No.
much. We've been so busy with other
Like
projects.
I said, it's got 3 miles on it. We ran around the block and parked it, and we've been working on all Harley stuff. But
You're gonna love
here
it,
pretty
dude.
shortly, we'll tear into that bike, and I've got some things we need to do to it, which I think is something we're going to talk about here.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Okay.
And Oscar, what I forgot what the hell I was going to ask you.
Sweet, dude. You're getting
It was
old.
important though. It was really important.
It must be because you got pen and paper.
how
there.
how many horsepower are you expecting that we can get out of it if we put a Power Commander 5?
'Cause right now they're saying 40 also on this fuel injected
Stock,
2022.
yeah. You know, it's entirely possible that you could get up maybe 7, which is a lot for that bike. I think 5 to 7 horse would be a lot.
With intake, exhaust, and tuner.
And then if you went down a
7
sprocket,
horsepower?
Yeah.
So like up to 47.
Yep. And then if he went down a sprocket in the front, that'd be huge. I mean, you'd really notice a big difference. But
Yeah.
it does kill, but fuel injection with the O2 sensors may not kill your
Yeah, I wonder if that kills his fuel economy.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because what are we getting on those bikes? They're 6.1 gallon tanks, and
Yeah.
we tend to look at about 200 miles as our limit.
not my fat ass.
Right. I don't want to go any farther. 200's max.
At 160, my light comes on. I'm getting probably, anywhere from 30 to 40 miles to the gallon, depending on the wind. The wind is what really hurts it.
30 to 40.
Yeah.
40 is tops.
But that sprocket hurt my fuel economy.
Yeah. Right.
Probably by 4 miles a gallon.
Yep.
Because when I first got that bike, I took it on a ride and I think I got 45.
Yeah.
So
Interestingly, those old KLRs like ours, even after you went on reserve, the way they were designed left some fuel.
They did.
That wouldn't pick up, and they've apparently corrected that lurch with the new one.
because they had to move the fuel pump down to the bottom of the tank and for the fuel injection, and they claiming it'll use all except for 1/10 of a gallon, which I believe, don't quote me on this, but I think it was closer to a quarter gallon on the carbureted bikes.
So that's nice. That's nice that they did that because that was always kind of a bitch. The only argument, and I don't know if this is an argument, it's not my argument, but a lot of the KLR guys older don't like the fuel injection. And their argument is that with fuel injection, you're either riding or you're not. You're either dead or, with carburetor, it gives you some ability to adjust it in the field, to mess with things, to get the bike going. What say you, Oscar? Is that a valid argument or is that horse pucky?
what are you really going to do to a carburetor in the field? I don't know what they're talking about.
Okay. But you've heard the argument, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. And it goes the same with like the KTMs that have all the electronics and, on the fly suspension adjustment. Well, if it breaks in the field, that is the lure. The KLR is a cheap bike that is, there's not a lot to break.
Right.
I think fuel injection makes it better because that thing's a pain in the ass to start in the cold.
Yep.
And the fuel injection will start all the time in any temp at any elevation.
Right. Right.
And I've got, we've stopped before and stopped for an hour and they get on and I'm like, I got to choke it again. I mean, really?
Yep. Choke it, warm it up, especially when they're higher altitudes and it's cold.
And that's just wasting fuel.
Yeah.
It sits there and chokes for a minute or two. So fuel injections, I don't know anyone, but maybe funny car racers that like fuel, that like carburation.
I'm totally into the fuel injection. I think that was a huge upgrade.
Yep.
It makes me, I'm not going to because I love how my KLR is set up and that's just a waste of money. But I do like the fact that it has fuel injection.
Right.
Maybe I will upgrade. We'll see if he puts a fuel pack 3 on it, or not a fuel pack 3, but a Power Commander 5, and we tune it and ride it. And I like it, especially if it does walk less and stuff. I could see myself selling the 18 and upgrading, but then you I don't know how much stuff is going to fit. Like, will my rack and panniers for my 18, we'll have to do a lot of research, Lurch. Will those fit on the new one? Because I just don't want it, but it's a lot of money to, go, and are we going to have to put another rear shock and front suspension? I've done so much to mine. I've got the crash bars on it. I put the power dash on it.
When you got a hell of a buy, you did better on yours than I did on mine.
Buy.
You did. That's hard to beat. That is really hard to beat.
I don't know if I was you, I don't know if I'd sell it just to have fuel injection for what we're using it for.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I agree.
I wouldn't.
The other side of me says I need the new one.
New one.
Yeah,
it's hard to argue.
Little good guy on this shoulder and the other guy on this shoulder going, "You're an idiot."
Yeah,
the other guy's going, "Do it."
Not for what we use them for.
Right.
We just want to get to gravel and dirt as fast as we can.
Yeah.
We're not touring the United States on these things.
Yeah, and that might matter if we were touring all over, but we have big bikes for that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Well, I mean, we could tour a weekend or something, but I don't. Yeah, that's what I have my Harley for.
Yeah, I wouldn't have chose. Right. Honestly, I wouldn't have chose a KLR if it was going to be my only bike. I would have went with something like the KTM or the Harley Pan America, something that's a little more capable. But I just want something that's a little more dirt orientated,
right?
Something that'll get me up to the gravel and something that's affordable that I can beat up.
Yeah, let's face it. Do you want to put a $28,000 Pan America into a tree?
No, I really don't.
Right. And the Pan America is a great bike, and I got to test ride it. Me and Lurch went down to Sturgis, and make sure you check out that video, guys. It's almost at 100,000 views. It's my Pan America review, but I love that bike, and it is a great bike, but it can't completely be a direct comparison with KLR.
Right.
I would love to have it, and if I had extra money falling out my ass, I would go get it, and I would take it up where we go, some of the places, just for fun.
If you had a ton of money,
but and that's why we get the KLRs. You have to choose. We've talked about this in past adventure podcasts. You have to choose what your needs are.
Yeah.
You can always overshoot with you get the, like Lurch when he's drunk buying. He gets the glazy eyes. He gets the whiskeys going. He's like, I need that Pan America.
Crazy eyes.
Starting at $20,000. I'm looking at it right now.
And so you over purchase for what you're actually going to be doing.
Right.
I've been guilty of it.
I have too. Yeah.
What we're doing, the kind of riding we're doing is mountain. We have mountains very close. Within 15 minutes, we're on back mountainous roads, and then we can be in the tree line within 20 minutes of that.
Yep.
And then, so we're riding, Forest Service roads, fire roads. We have done some trail stuff. Some accidental single track stuff. And, but that's the kind, we're up in the mountains and doing that kind of riding, and it's right at our back door. We don't have to ride very much pavement because, on a KLR, that's not the most fun thing to do. I mean, like when we went up to the Atanum, even from here, your knees and we're stretching out our knees and our legs because we're on the road for quite a ways from here to get to dirt, to the South Fork, North Fork, South Fork.
You're probably about an hour from here.
Yeah,
it was all right.
And I'm telling you, after you've ridden the mountains,
20 minutes from my door.
Coming back was
painful.
Yeah, it got a little bit painful because you're not standing up anymore and putting your foot down to go around corners or whatever. So if you're going to ride cross country and you're going to be doing some of that, and more of a combination, then I think the Pan America makes sense. But for $8,000 for the kind of riding we do, they do so great. They really do great.
Let's face it.
We've been in some hairy stuff and they do great.
Yeah. And if the occasion arose where the old KLR didn't want to leave the mountains, I could give it a little hug and a kiss and wave goodbye.
Yep, exactly.
I wouldn't do that with I'd sleep with the Pan America
walk
up there.
away from it and go, if it's there if I ever get it back, if not, I'll go buy another one.
Go get another one.
Yeah.
It is. That's really the bottom line with those bikes is they're a good value for the money.
And there's been some hills we've looked at and went, we're not sure.
And then
we power up them.
Yeah.
It's really a tractor.
It really is.
Thumper, and it just goes and it idles nice. You can idle it along when we're doing some of the, it's a great bike. So let's do this. And then we're going to tie it into some of the projects and things Lurch is going to be doing with his KLR because he did a lot of drunk buy-in. Want to ride longer? Treat your ass with some respect already. Get hooked up with a premium butt buffer seat cushion. This company of bikers developed a super thin hospital grade seat cushion made of solid and elastic materials, and it's unlike gel pads that will leak if punctured. They'll also freeze. You don't want a frozen seat pad. The butt buffer is designed not to slide around on your seat, fits all motorcycles, installs in seconds, easily cleans, and helps to dampen vibrations. With plenty of models to choose from, they assure you'll have a comfortable ass when riding. Head over to the law-abiding biker store and check out our full line of butt buffer seat cushions.
Butt buffer.
And speaking of butt buffer, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but both Oscar and I do, we have the smaller version of the butt buffers. I run it full time on my KLR, even when we're aggressively riding. I don't take it off, and we slide around, and I have it strapped down good, and it doesn't slide around that much. Because usually, if we're really aggressive, I'm standing, and then the rest of the time I'm sitting. And I'll tell you, that butt buffer on our adventure bikes, you can get it. They're really universal.
Yeah.
You can use them on Harleys, Indians, Hondas, Yamahas. It doesn't matter, obviously. They're a seat cushion, and you can just get the size and model that you need. And we just use the small version. It's really the passenger, the pillion. It's for a passenger because the KLR seats are so narrow, and it fits perfect. And I keep it on there, and it works great. So you might have to add one of those, Lurch, to your KLR.
I know where I can find one.
You might have some connections in the law-abiding biker store. There, we'll have to make another run down and steal some more stuff from Big Daddy Kane so we can take it out of inventory. Speaking of Big Daddy Kane's,
he's been researching.
I know you can't believe this, Oscar, but Big Daddy Kane has been looking at adventure bikes again.
He texted me.
Has he texted you?
Oh, yeah.
So tell me what he's asking. We might cold call him here.
The Beamer 850. He said, what do you think? And I said, I'd buy one in a heartbeat if I could find one that was reasonably priced. I like those bikes, but
a BMW 850.
I think the GS 850. In fact, there was a yellow and black one.
A 750 is the one he sent me a link to.
It is it's the same. It's almost the same bike. The 750, 850. The 750 is detuned a little bit, but I think the frame and everything is pretty close to the same.
Let's see if we can find it here.
Well, you got to do.
Yeah.
What did I do?
GS.
Oh, 750 GS.
Yeah.
You're getting cars instead. There you go.
We'll pull it up.
Yeah, they're F750. So he sent me this text. He goes, hey, I'm thinking about buying this F750. You think it'd have enough motor to haul my ass around? And I'm thinking he's buying like a Ford F750. I'm like, do they make a 750? I know there's 350s, 450s, maybe even 550s. I'm like, I don't think they make a 750. So I thought the guy was buying like a semi or something. That's it.
Yeah.
The 2022 F750 GS. Is he looking at used?
He must have been.
2021 is what he looked at. There's one
because
down
he
there.
had the 1250 at one point.
Yeah, he did. And that was an older one. He took it to the slab.
He did.
And he rode some of that stuff pretty well, but they're big, heavy bikes.
We've taken my police bike to the slab along with yours.
Yes, we did.
Took my Electroglide and buried the back tire because I don't have traction control on that thing. And that was
I made
funny.
it through just fine, but
that's traction control
for a different time.
Exactly. But we did do some adventure riding on the slab. We took our new motors officers up there.
We did.
Put them through hell. Made them very scared.
Poor little fellers.
They were just white knuckled going down some of those hills, dude. That's fun to watch. That's a good looking bike. And so should we cold call Big Daddy?
Yeah, why not?
He's working. If he can't talk, he can't talk.
Right.
Isn't he working today? Yeah.
He should be.
Probably. Maybe he's at the BMW store
It could be.
buying a GS 750.
I think it was at Ride Now is where they had that bike.
Oh, yeah.
Big Daddy, you're not live, but we're doing a recorded podcast. Are you available to talk for a moment or not?
No, I'm at work.
All right. We'll talk at you later. We're talking adventure bikes. We'll just.
I'd love to if it was after 6:00, brother, but I can't right now.
I hear you. No worries. We're out.
See you, buddy.
We'll talk crap about you behind your back. Bye.
That's expected.
All right. Later.
Bye.
I figured he might be working.
Yeah.
Anyways, so some of the questions I was going to ask him since he's been talking to you, why would he not get a KLR, and why is he looking at the 750?
I mean, he's a big dude, and he's tall and just a big dude all around. And so I get him confused. I think the 750 is about 70 horse and the 850 is like 75 or 80 horse. But weight to horse ratio is better in the BMW. I think that bike's 475 or not quite 500 pounds. Okay. And it's got 70 horse.
So ours are 432 pounds. That's a 500-pound bike.
I think they're 450.
They're only 450?
I think they're 450. Ours are 450.
I think mine's about 20 pounds heavier.
It is. Yours is closer to 470.
Wet, ours are 450.
450.
I think
exactly.
So, yeah.
Yep,
okay.
exactly.
Right.
So, I mean, those are substantially more expensive than the KLR. And so I never considered them for that reason only.
I love how BMW $995 MSRP as showing $13,655.
Where's the $4,000 gap?
BMW is the worst at that. They really are. And I love BMW bikes. I think they're great. They are the worst at tacking shit on.
Oh yeah.
They are the worst because you look at a, base model 1250 GS and then you add it to make it a good adventure bike and it's like, holy shit, they just hide everything.
They do.
And then get you there, and everybody does it, but I think they're the worst at it.
I like that.
The worst.
I like
that bike.
The 1250's the Boxer and the 850 and the 750 are the inline twins. And they produce power, not as much low range.
Say that again. Back up.
The 1250 is a Boxer.
Okay.
Like our RTs, like our police bikes.
They're out the side. They're horizontal, right?
Yep. And the 750 and 850s are inline twin.
Yep.
Like a Honda or something. They make good power. They're I don't know. I looked at the 850 40th anniversary yellow and black, but it was like 19 grand. And I'm like, damn,
I'd do a Pan America for that.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't want to bounce a $19,000 bike out of the mud in the LT Murray.
Not the kind of riding we're doing again. Right. Serves a purpose.
Right.
But so for him, he has a big, he's called Big Daddy Kane for a reason.
Yeah.
And so that's why because at one time, a long time ago, he had a KLR.
And it was woefully underpowered. And he said, he did the sprocket and he said it was woefully underpowered for a dude his size. He's going to have to go to the T7, that Tenere 700 is hard to find.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of these out there. So
Tenere, Yamaha Tenere 700 is also a good one for him.
Yep. And they're 75
Is that what you told
horse. Him? He just asked about this bike.
Oh,
but we had talked before about different bikes for him. And I'm like, there's a ton, but all of them are 10,000 or more. Because the KLR, I think, is just too underpowered for a dude of size. I'd be surprised. It's probably underpowered for me, but we're not really doing any racetrack stuff. So it's not a big deal.
He made an offer on a KLR, though. That's funny. The day we went on our ride.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, we were looking at the ones down in Tri-Cities, and he made an offer on one, but they didn't accept it. So
they did accept it, but then he found out what all the other bullshit charges were, and he backed out and said, no, thank you.
That's right. Yep. So he's in the market, Big Daddy. We'd like to get him one. We'd like him to get one because he could join us on our adventure rides.
And he wants to.
He wants to. The more, the merrier.
Yeah.
We got Lurch now. It used to just be me and Oscar.
Yeah.
Now Lurch is in the mix, and it's such a blast. It is such a blast. But that would be a beautiful bike and a good bike for him, especially if he could find a good used one. And use one and knock that price tag down because. Yeah,
I think he was looking
fairly
at
spendy.
That used one was like 11,000.
Okay,
but what do you do? I mean, he's a big dude.
The used one was 11,000.
I think so. Okay. Yeah. So did you say it was a 21?
It was, yes. 21.
So really not that used.
Right.
So 13 to 11. That's not
depending
bad.
on what's on it. What they've dressed it with.
Pretty stock, if I remember right, looking at the picture.
Okay. All right. Now we appreciate our patron members. We want you to become a patron member because, we want to get to know you better. We want you to be in the private Facebook group. We want to get you benefits. But for whatever reason, the way you want to support us is through a flat donation. Well, we never balk at a flat donation. We want to thank the following people: Edward Began Bing of Jacksonville, Vermont, and I probably mutilated that. Douglas Emerson and Peter Hondo are some of our most current donators. lawabidingbiker.com/donate is how they left a flat donation. And we appreciate it. It helps put a little fuel in the Law Abiding Biker gas tank.
Keep this thing running on down the road.
There you go.
Glad you know all the lines. I'm out of practice.
You are out of practice.
I need a
we've been doing a lot of podcast episodes as of recent, and Lurch has just got a photographic memory.
He does.
He's a photographic memory.
You're a genius.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So Lurch has been, like I say, as we all did when we got our KLRs, he's been and got into adventure riding. He's been drunk shopping, and we highly most stores wouldn't promote that. But I'll tell you that the Law Abiding Biker store, we heavily promote drunk shopping. We actually, part of the site requirement is you have to have at least a couple drinks up in you before you even get on our store, and then add a couple drinks to it. And just, you can do shop pay installments, people. It's not a big deal.
Get whatever you want.
Do what Lurch does and just drunk shop and just order all kinds of shit. But all jokes aside, it's exciting getting into adventure riding.
True.
And I did so much research on the KLR, and I was texting you so much. I remember because you already had one. And so Lurch has made some, not only gear, you need all new different
Stuff.
Gear for the most part, than what you're riding on street.
Yeah.
And with the KLRs, like we said, Lurch decided to buy a base model. And so because he knew he was going to dress it up himself. So let me talk about this real quick, because I made some notes, and then I want to end the episode on the things you bought and what we're doing to it. So the base model, we said, is the only one that you can get with or without ABS.
You can get the adventure model also with or without ABS.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the deal with that. Lurch got a non-ABS model, and I encouraged him to get a non-ABS model. And here's my reasoning behind it. And Oscar, you could jump in on this topic too. Is the problem I see? So like the Pan America, you can turn all that off.
Right.
On the KLR, you're stuck. You're either getting it with ABS or without, and there's no ability to turn it off. I really wish Kawasaki, I mean, why would expect them to, but make a button that turns it off. And the reason is, in the mountains and a lot of the riding, sometimes we want to slide the rear around a corner. And then it would be nice to turn back on when you got on the road, and there's times that you do want it. But with that predicament, you kind of have to go for the kind of riding we're doing without ABS.
You could potentially pull the fuse to disable it, or if you know what you're doing, you could probably wire in a switch.
I wonder if any of those companies are going to make a.
I'm sure
I think there's
a button.
I wonder if there's a liability in that.
There could be.
For a company to make a
defeating ABS. Yeah,
defeating ABS.
I can't imagine anyone's going to do that on purpose.
Yeah, I that would be my guess.
If you know what you're doing, you could just wire in a switch and disable it.
Right.
But yeah, ultimately for the type of riding we're doing, we decided to go without it.
More dirt than street.
Right.
If you're a commuter and you buy the KLR because once a year you're going to be in the dirt, then buy the ABS model. But
it would be nice on the dirt for sometimes. Just sometimes.
Maybe, but we were talking about downhilling, so I finally learned how to downhill. And then I can imagine, like on my KLX, I can stop it in the down. But if you have ABS, you start to go, and then you want to slow, you're not. The ABS sends you out because
that's true.
It won't stop. The point is for it to keep you moving.
Right.
And there's a lot of times where you want to stop.
Yep.
And you need to drag the tire to stop and then feather the front.
Right.
So I think non-ABS is the right choice. Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Glad you agree. Okay.
And they only have 40 horse. Like, we're not going to go that fast on the pavement anyway.
Right. So let's end it up with what you're doing here with it.
Well, being that it's a new model, there's still some stuff that's not quite available. There might be some stuff that transfers over. I'm not sure, but they did change the rear end up a little bit as far as the rack system, and the front tank and plastic's a little bit different. So I'm not sure if the 18 stuff would transfer over. So when I started looking at protection for the bike, because we carry Tusk, I was going to get as much Tusk stuff as I could. I couldn't find any engine protection or pannier racks through Tusk at this point. So No affiliation, but through Happy Trails, they've got
No affiliation.
none whatsoever. They've got a rack setup for the back that I ordered, and then some engine protection from them.
That's because Tusk is out.
Right.
And we do sell Tusk stuff in the Law Abiding Biker store, but there's supply chain issues right now.
With everything.
Or he would have went with Tusk.
Yep. And then same with the skid plate. Happy Trails had a skid plate. And then on these 2022s, the windshield setup's a little bit different. They've got an accessory bar up there. So it's really easy to push the windshield up and forward. There's a kit through 3D Cycle Parts that I bought. It's just some plastic risers that you bolt on, and it pushes that windshield up to give you quite a bit more protection. And then I want to, of course, get our biker gripper on that bad boy. So that accessory bar, if I remember right, it's like 7/8. Don't quote me on. But anyways, it's a small bar. It's closer to the size of a mirror-sized bar. And I was able to find a mount on Amazon. We can put a link in the show notes.
Yeah, good.
You can put that little mount on there, and it's got the 17 millimeter ball that our biker gripper head fits on. So I was able to get that mounted up there.
Yeah. That is nice that they came with that bar now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had to put the dash on mine, and then
I got to do that.
I
too.
drilled through my dash, and I put the regular biker gripper mount, you know, the regular, but I just created 2 holes and then went down and bought smaller bolts and, you know, just did a little fab. And, but that is nice that they put that bar up there for accessories now.
So it's right now, it's right up there in front of the windshield, right above and it has a little electronic dash on the 2022s. So it sits right above that. Being the base model, it did not have any of the power stuff. So I went on Amazon, and we can link this stuff too. But I got a Marine 12 volt plug, but instead of having a regular cigarette lighter, it's got 2 USBs in it. So I'll be able to plug in to my phone or whatever else I need to charge up. And it's actually pretty easy. I will be doing a video on one of the projects we're going to do, but you can remove the plastic on that right side, and then you need to put a relay into a holder that's missing the relay, and the wire's already there, so you just got to wire it up. It's pretty simple.
Got to have the power. I put that whole power dash on there. With
I got to
voltage
do that.
meter, and I forget what exactly it's called. We sell it in our store.
Yeah.
But I don't know where it's at either.
Isn't that the KLR dash? Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah. Let's just look in the store here.
The nice thing about the base model is the holes are still there. So on the Adventure model, on the right, you'd have a 12 volt plug, and on the left, they've got USB. So there's blanks in the dash. So on the right side, I can just pop that blank out and screw in the 12 volt adapter. So you can put a cigarette style 12 volt plug, or there's, like I said, the one I'm getting has 2 USBs.
Yeah, and the one for the 2008 to 2018 in our store, it is available. It's the KLR dash rally dash kit for Kawasaki KLR 650. And that's
That
not
comes
the one.
with the windshield?
That's the one. Yeah. So that's not the power one. This one is the one that allows for the higher windshield. It's got the metal plate, so I can.
Yeah.
That's what I drilled through to mount accessories. We're looking for the power dash one. There it is.
Right there. Yeah.
It's the in our store. It's the KLR loaded lower dash kit, and yep, you can add it to your cart. So it's available for Kawasaki KLR 650 2008 to 2018. And I thought, since we were talking about Happy Trails, we should do some Happy Trails.
Some music.
Happy trails to you.
Yeah, okay.
Until we meet.
So trivia, who sings it?
Damn it.
Gene Autry, I believe. Gene
Roy
Autry.
Rogers.
Roy Rogers. I was close.
Same year-ish? Decade? They
All
don't
right.
even look alike.
Okay, so what else are we doing in this thing?
What else are you doing in this thing?
Well, a must do on these bikes, especially if you've got large feet like me, is to put a extended folding shift lever on it. Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
Did you notice, Oscar, on this bike, they finally fixed the kickstand problem?
Yes.
It leans over more, dude. I
Yes.
gotta get.
You do.
We were talking, and I was wondering if we can just purchase his
and the
kickstand and
kickstand.
put it on mine.
Most likely, we'll have to take a look at it.
It still might be cheaper to have someone cut it out.
Weld it.
I don't know. Would it be cheaper?
Someone who can cut and weld, it would take them 10 minutes.
Yeah. How much inches do you think I should cut out of it?
Maybe 3/4.
Three quarters of
they're
an
doing
inch?
an inch, maybe the max, but you don't want to go too far.
I know.
Well, we could measure the two out here and see what the difference
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, there you go. That's what we'll do.
Yeah.
And then, if I can just take it to a local welding shop. The problem we're talking about, guys, if you're not familiar with the KLRs, the older ones, is it's complete mystery to KLR owners that they make the bike, the kickstand, literally even in my shop on a level floor, when I kickstand it, I like push on it to get it to try to lean over more. It stands straight up. So when you're out on the dirt and any unlevel surface, you literally can't kickstand your bike, and it's fell over multiple times.
Yeah. Why did they do that?
We still, to this day, it is a mystery.
I don't. Yeah.
They made a whole bike, engineers, and then they frickin' screwed up on a kickstand.
They had an intern that wasn't doing so
Yeah.
well. Hey, let's give this guy a project.
Yeah, he can do it's horrible.
It is.
You've
It's
seen
terrible.
it, Matt. It's horrible.
Every time I kickstand it, I feel like it's going to fall over.
Even on the garage, on the level
is
shop floor.
damn near upright.
Yeah, it is. So I'm glad they
It
fixed
definitely
that.
leans over quite a bit more now.
Yeah.
It's 2022.
Yep, you'll be golden. Like
Yeah.
a shower. All right.
And then, so that's a must-have. So I can get especially when you're riding with adventure boots, to be able to shift. There's not you can't really adjust the stock one much, or else it'll hit the engine case. So you need to go with an aftermarket.
I took a big crowbar and I bent mine out.
Oh, did you?
Nice, bro.
So the
That's some backwoods. That's shade trees.
Total cheap
mechanic
ass.
stuff
Yep,
right there.
yep.
Yes, sir. Good.
Tusk makes a extended one that has a folding shift lever, so that if you tip it over, it's less likely to break.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then of course another must-have on the KLRs, if you know anything about them, is the drain bolts are long and they hang down and they get sheared off. So Tusk makes a low-profile magnetic
did that
drain
too.
bolt that we'll be putting on.
Yep. Smart.
In my research, the doohickey is still an issue. I watched some videos with.
They didn't fix the doohickey.
According to Eagle Mike, anyways, the creator of the doohickey, while there have been improvements in them over the generations,
I
the
still
first
want to sell
generation
you
was-
mine, and so
yeah,
it still
of
has a
course.
problem.
Of course. The first, and he goes, I found another guy, again, no affiliation, but Big Rock Moto. Check him out on YouTube. He's got quite a bit of information. He's quite the adventure guy, and he spent some time with Eagle Mike, and they did a pretty good video explaining it. And Eagle Mike takes all the different generations of doohickeys and shows them to you. And there has been improvements from the first to the second to the third, but he still recommends doing it. And for the cost, we've already got the tools.
And we already did a video on it.
Because we did yours. So all I had to buy was just the doohickey and the torsion spring and then a couple of gaskets. So for me, it's just a peace of mind. When we do the first service, we'll swap that bad boy out.
I still got to do mine.
You haven't done yours,
I haven't
know.
done mine yet.
And if you guys want, we did a very detailed video on changing out your doohickey on your KLR. So check it out on the YouTube channel or search the website for doohickey or KLR. You'll come up with all the KLR stuff, 650.
And the doohickey, for those that don't know, it's a balancer, idle lever, and torsion spring. And the stock ones can get a bit sloppy and not keep the right tension, and then parts start rubbing and wearing out. And some people never replace the doohickey.
Never.
Some have issues within the first several hundred miles. So we are going to do that on my bike.
Yep. I'm looking, and I believe we're still selling. We used to sell the whole kit, the whole doohickey kit, but I'm not seeing it.
Could just be
It could be
back-ordered.
supply chain
Yep.
issues right now, so he may have hit it from the store. But it would be under Adventure Dual Sport Service Parts, because that was in the same place as the gasket. Because we have so we have the gaskets, the low profile magnetic drain bolt, but I'm not seeing. The doohickey must be on back order or something. So
I'll let them know. They might, because I just got one, so they're probably back in.
you got it from Rocky.
I did.
Oh, we need to get it back on the site then. They're hidden because I had put them on there.
Right.
Okay.
And with shop pay, I can buy it
for easy installments.
Yeah.
With supply chain issues, as stuff has come in and out of stock, Rick does his best to keep up with it and hide the listings when we can't get stuff. So then on the 2022s, they've rubber mounted the seat, the bars, and the pegs to limit vibration, to the rider. But in my reviews of the 2022, all the different videos, like I said, I went down a rabbit hole watching adventure bike videos for the last couple of years. A lot of people complained about the stock foot pegs because they're rubber mounted. And so when you stand up to do some technical riding, they bend quite a bit. And they're not exactly confidence inspiring. So Tusk makes a what they call their hard mount foot peg conversion kit, which is basically just 4 bolts and some spacers. But I ordered that, so I'll be able to shit can the rubber stock ones, and it'll be much more solid underfoot. Obviously, I'll feel some more vibration, but again,
who cares?
Who cares? And then I'm going to upgrade from the stock pegs to some dirt style, a little more aggressive pegs so my feet don't slip off.
And those are like quite a bit wider.
Yes.
And so that's a big deal.
Yeah. It looks like he's got it draft form. And it was the Eagle Manufacturing doohickey torsion spring for Kawasaki 650 87 to 2018. Is it any different for the
no
2020?
Let me look it up.
So we need to unhide that, but see, we did. That's what we need right there, right? That's the doohickey.
Yeah, this kit actually says for 2022. Can you show me a part number up there?
This is
Let me see the part number. Okay.
We're looking.
Different part number.
So, not to do business on the podcast.
It's probably the same thing, but
let's
see if we can get it back in stock.
Get it back in stock.
If that one may not be in stock.
Right.
Because they're different part numbers.
So we'll check.
Yeah, we'll have to follow up on it.
So anyways, good.
And then the debate was hard panniers or soft panniers. And so I decided to go soft panniers. I've ordered the Tusk Pilot pannier bags. And the reason I did that, for me anyways, is being new to adventure bike. I'm a bit intimidated by those big metal ones hanging off the back for the main reason.
I have.
Yeah. And for me anyways, my main reasoning was if for some reason I put a foot down and I could see myself potentially running over my leg with those hard panniers.
You can still do that with the soft ones.
But they'll be a little more forgiving than
they will
metal.
be forgiving.
So that's why I decided to go with the soft ones.
I've done it.
With the soft ones?
No, with the hard ones.
I've done it too, yeah.
But my foot pushes forward on the dirt.
Yeah.
You know. But it is a risk.
So went with the Tusk Pilot pannier bags. And then I also ordered the Tusk bottle holder.
Oh.
So they've got a bottle holder. It's just round. You can put a gas can in, you can put a bottle of water or whatever. And it comes with straps to strap, like a MOLLE system to hook to the bags.
I got to see this.
Oh yeah. I'll show you after the podcast. And then I ordered some of the Tusk Defender dry bags to put stuff in to go inside of the pannier bags.
Are those the ones you're running? Those are the same bags?
The Olympus. The Olympus, I don't know what Tusk is doing because they're great bags, but they're just nowhere. I don't know if
they're out of the Olympus bags.
The Olympus bags have been out for a long time.
Supply chain.
I don't know why the Olympus and not the Pilot, but
I was looking for the Olympus tank bag and I couldn't find it.
Yeah, something about the Olympus brand, but I really like them. The Olympus, the Pilot, there was a couple of subtle differences. So I went with the Olympus because they were available at the time, but the Pilot's a good bag.
Yep. Only downside to those soft bags is, and you said it when you were doing, is you got to open them and untuck and to get to
They're
stuff.
slow.
Right.
They're slow. Yeah.
Right. They're slow to get to stuff because you got to undo them and the waterproof thing and all that.
That's true.
So I'm looking at the Olympus and they come with a rack system.
Yep.
So the ones I got, the Pilot, they have a strap system that sit over the back of the seat. So that they don't click on, click off. They're an individual unit. Does that make sense?
Oh, wow.
So I'm trying to explain for the listening audience.
So you don't have to have the pannier racks.
No, I don't.
And I have to have the pannier racks.
Yeah,
well, I already had them.
You already had them because you had the metal boxes on there till you ripped one off.
I squished it. I didn't rip it off. I squished it.
I decided to go with pannier racks just to help keep the bag off the bike.
Yeah.
And down the road, if I want to upgrade to hard panniers, I can put those on.
So you did get the racks.
I did get, from Happy Trails because Tusk didn't have them available at the time.
But you wouldn't have to with that.
Not
bags.
Necessarily.
I wonder how much they would bang around.
It just depends on, they're a multi-purpose bag, they can go over anything.
Just a dirt bike, any regular dirt bike probably.
Right, but you may or may not, depending on the fenders and everything, could get into your rear tire. I just didn't want to dick around with it, so I went with the pannier racks for protection for the bike and also to keep the bags away from the exhaust and retard and all that.
So
Makes
those don't they have tie down points for the Tusk pannier racks? I thought the Pilot did.
Yeah, let me find them. It's just a strap system.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm old and confused.
I'm still a little confused.
They don't. Okay, so the Olympus has a hard plate attached to it.
Right.
The Pilots do not have a hard plate attached to the rear.
So on the Tusk pannier racks on like yours, there's a pin that you pull and the bag pops off. And so
He's talking to me, guys. He's
Yeah,
looking at
to
me.
Ryan.
My hard Tusk saddlebags.
And so the Olympus has a thick steel plate that mounts to the inside, so that pin still works. The only thing is then yours has an additional secure house from the inside. doesn't it?
Inside, yep.
And so my bags don't have that.
Okay.
They click over the seat and strap down so that it holds them tight, but someone could theoretically come over, pull the pin, undo the straps, and walk off with them.
Right.
On the other hand, that's how I would take them off at the end of the day if I wanted. So there's some advantages because your lids, Ryan, lock.
Right.
So they lock to the bike.
Yep.
And mine don't do that.
True.
But when I squish them, they'll just squish.
And
then
mine
pop
are
back
easy to
down.
get stuff in and out of, but
Yes.
I carry film gear a lot.
Right.
And I could not, and we're in a hurry or,
Yep.
getting drones out and DSLRs and whatnot. So that's why, but they do hit on things. Mine, right when you noticed it, has a big dent in it because I hit a big ass piece of sagebrush. Luckily, it didn't rip it off. It just dented the shit out of it and scraped the side of it. But
I don't think the racks are steel. The bags are aluminum. So the bags, like mine, the bags will give before
which
the
is
racks.
good.
Yeah.
It's good because then you can just replace your bag.
Yeah, it's real easy to find one bag.
Or pannier.
Can I just get a left side pannier, please?
Pannier. We've been using saddlebags too much. Pannier,
we should
please, people.
Farkle and panniers.
It's an adventure podcast. All right. Today. What else, Lurch? Did you tell him about your drunk buy of your mirrors?
No,
He bought
Did I just gloss by those?
He totally drunk purchased these mirrors. You got to check these out.
I purchased them.
Did you?
I have them.
Oh, now I got to get them too.
And I'm sober.
I'll drink whiskey tonight and buy them.
No, you don't need to. You can buy them drinking soda. They are the shizzle. I
Are
love
they the
them.
shizzle?
Yes.
They are the Double Take Adventure Mirror Kit.
Ooh.
So they're made to
Give way
and not break. Yeah.
Or you can just fold them in, or you can just undo the
But
thing
the
and
thing
pop them
is,
off.
can
I've
take 'em
seen
off
you
real quick.
go down multiple times
Yeah.
and you've never messed up your mirrors.
Well, you weren't there the one time in the mirror.
Okay.
It was over here, and it was a mess.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'll have to take a look at them.
They're worth it. I bought them for the KLR, so when we go to the slab, I can, if I want to take the mirrors off, it takes 2 seconds.
Gotcha.
You can throw them in your saddlebag and ride with them if we were in the single track trees. And they sit lower and they sit out a little farther, so they're not as obtrusive.
Gotcha.
They're worth every dollar.
And they just look cooler than those stupid stock round ones.
Yeah.
True.
Now I'll probably
That was an impulse purchase.
Yeah. Then I may get impulsive and just order them after this podcast if they're that cool.
I'll send you a link.
Yeah. Now that you and Oscar have them, I got to be in the cool
That's
guys
true.
crowd.
We were going to tell you can't ride with
I'm
us
not one of the
now.
cool guys now.
You can ride way far in the back, but when you get them, then you can come up
You won't see how close I am because you've got no mirrors on.
because it'll fly off.
Right? Yeah. Right.
So the last potential purchase, maybe some suspension. We'll see how it goes.
Yep. And we've already done a video on front suspension, and we did Pro Action, right? And Cogent. Sorry, that was Cogent front suspension, and we did which we sell in the store. I don't know if it's in stock. The Top Gun rear.
spring.
We just replaced the spring. It's original shock. You just put a new spring on it, and that helps a lot.
It did. It
for
did
the
help.
and that's two things that are a must on our year bikes. But we'll see how Lurch's suspension holds up. On our KLRs, the suspension
Sucked.
was so soft.
Yeah.
When you'd hit the front brake, it would mash down, and basically, if you brake hard front brake, it would mash down the suspension, almost bottom out.
It makes front brake worthless.
It was
Like
horrible.
it was terrible.
I mean, just your front end, you would just brake, and the shocks would just compress too much and too quick. So
I've seen that Progressive makes kits for the KLR. So maybe since we carry Progressive through
nice.
one of our distributors, maybe we can do that to mine. We'll see.
Nice.
But probably the Top Gun rear spring as well on mine.
Yep. Nice. Good purchases.
You'd look good if you're about 140 pounds.
No, I'm working on losing weight, but I don't think I'll ever be 140. Last time I was 140 was in 8th grade.
That's just not going to happen.
235.
Then you need the
Just
Top
doable.
Gun rear shock,
Yeah,
man, or
Top
spring.
Gun.
Yeah, that's what I had to do.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, we're mostly a street podcast, but we like all forms of motorcycling, and we love adventure riding. If you're haven't been adventure riding, I strongly encourage you, if you get a chance, or if you have some friends, do some adventure riding, because it is a total different experience.
Yeah.
And getting up in the mountains and breathing that fresh air and just getting off road away from traffic and cars and all that. It is like I say, a different experience. So we're doing a lot of stuff. If you're not following us on all our social media channels, please do so, because we got stuff going out everywhere. YouTube.com/Ryan Erlacher. Make sure you subscribe when you're over there. Facebook.com/Law-Abiding Biker. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. We're blowing up Instagram, trying to build that following over there at Scrappy587. That's at SCRAPPY587. Doing a lot of reels, a lot of photos over there, and a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that you won't get to see anywhere else. Twitter at Law-Abiding Biker. And then don't forget, membership, guys. Patreon.com/Scrappy, SCRAPPY, or just head over to Patreon.com and search for Ryan Erlacher, and you can get hooked up and see the different levels of membership. If you're already a member, make sure you put your YouTube channel URL. If you have a Google account, you have a YouTube channel, whether you know it or not. Whether you upload it to it or not, you have a YouTube channel. It's created. Make sure you grab that YouTube channel URL and get into the back of your patron accounts and put that in there. You can also put your Facebook URL and Twitter URL, but especially your YouTube. The reason is, when you comment on our YouTube videos, that way we can see, it puts a little symbol, and we can see that you're a patron member commenting on our YouTube videos, and we can make sure and answer and respond to your comments first for being a paying patron member. You can go to patreon.com/settings/profile, or just go to your Patreon account and hit the gear icon or whatever it is, the 3 dots, and you can go in and make sure that is in there. We really appreciate it. And don't forget, no matter what podcast platform you're listening to us on, make sure you rate us, especially iTunes, guys. If you're listening on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating. Stitcher Radio. We're in Spotify. We're in them all. We're all over the place. Make sure you give us a 5-star rating. You bump us up in the rankings so more bikers around the world can find us and join this thing we call the Biker Revolution. Thanks for tuning in.